Seventh heaven is making me want to barf so much.
Oh my God.
Why did I do this? The Camdens and their songs crammed in. They really are a sorry bunch. See them singing and dancing
Terribly.
and terribly lip sync. The twins, Eric and Annie, Ruthie, Kevin, and Vincent each have a star turn, but give us heartburn. Yes, they did a musical, but it's no Buffy.
It's definitely no Buffy. It's definitely no Buffy.
Why did I do that?
Holy shirt balls.
You're welcome, America and the world.
Oh, man. I like the, and they're all dancing. I'm like, terribly, and then terribly lip syncing. Hot diggity dog.
God. I'm like shaking.
Well, yeah, I would be too. I was surprised. I can't. As long as it wasn't Kevin's voice, that's okay. I'm happy.
For the listeners at home, I did not prepare tea for that at all.
No.
I was just like, just wait for it. And I hit play. Oh my gosh. So that happened.
Yeah, that did happen. Mighty impressive.
Thank you.
I like it.
First of all, I had to pick which song I was going to parody.
Yeah.
And then I really just wanted an instrumental track of it, and I couldn't find it.
Nope.
I fucking scoured YouTube for it, couldn't find it. At least not like this version of it. There's like a more like snappy version that seems to be like the real one or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. But so then I was like, fuck it. I'll just like sing over the fucking episode. And then I had to come up with lyrics.
Wait, which part did you sing? Oh, in the beginning,
Yeah,
right?
the
Because
opening.
Annie does sing. Yeah. Okay.
Which hilariously, they then reuse that same track at the end. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even different. It's literally the same track at the end of the fucking episode. Like, why?
Oh, the turd of this episode.
You guys, Seventh Heaven did a musical episode.
No one talked about it. No one mentioned this.
We had no clue. Remember, we even joked about it once, like seasons ago. Like, wouldn't it be funny if they did that? And not one of you little listening shits warned us.
No one warned us of anything.
No, but props to you guys because this was the best surprise of my life. Like, and I noticed it too because the music was way more like orchestral and shit. It wasn't just like the normal like doo-doo-doo, you know, shit. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then they start singing, and when Kevin sits on that bed and talks for 10 seconds, I lost it.
Yeah.
I paused it so I could laugh for an hour. And then I hit play again.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's mention who doesn't sing in this episode.
The singers, perchance.
Wait,
Lucy doesn't sing.
Oh, yeah.
Simon doesn't sing.
Yeah, Simon doesn't sing.
Fucking, do people who need to sing don't sing?
Who else doesn't sing?
Matt doesn't sing. Well, he's not in the episode.
Yeah. So no Simon, no Lucy, no Martin.
Martin.
Martin doesn't sing. Mm-mm. Yeah, everybody
Mac doesn't sing.
Mac did he even show up in this episode?
Yeah, well, because they're playing baseball, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And he's there.
And he's like, what's going on with you?
I was waiting. I kept like scanning the background dancers during Vincent's number to see if Mac and Martin were one of them.
Nope.
Fucking Vincent. Vincent gets a singing number in this?
Yeah, dude.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
And Ruthie, poor Ruthie, they made her sing the stupidest fucking song. She can't sing to save her life. She can't dance to save her life.
Oh.
It's also the one number in this whole episode that's like, or that appears to be non-diegetic. Like, all the other times people are singing, everyone's like, oh, you sang. But in this one, she's just like roaming the halls and no one's giving her any time of day, as if it's all happening in her head.
Yeah.
Which is what you would expect the rest of it to be. Like when Vincent fucking breaks into song and dance on the baseball field. Oh, no, that's part of it. Everyone heard it. Everyone saw it.
And everyone is in on it. Weird.
What the fuck happens in this episode, T?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
All I know is when Kevin gets into his number.
Oh gosh.
Which is at 12 minutes into the episode.
Yep.
Or just a little, like I have it written down 12:53.
Nice.
I stopped it and I didn't come back to the show for a couple of hours because I didn't want to commit. I panicked. I said, nope, I'm not doing this.
I kept waiting for Lucy to like jump in and like save his ass, like maybe harmonize with him or something. Instead, she just sits there like cringing the whole time at how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Like,
she got her coal miner's daughter song in there.
Okay.
You know, and that's it.
So how much do you want to bet she wasn't allowed to sing because of some bullshit thing, because of her record deal or whatever?
Maybe.
I have a feeling that's what it was. Because how do you have Lucy not in there singing when she's trying to fucking make a record deal happen right now?
That's true.
And and because we've heard her sing, we know she can carry a tune.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric can too. Let's face it. He's a good singer.
Can.
Annie is not by any means pitchy as fuck.
Which was really odd.
I mean, she barely sings 2 words, but still, it's pitchy. Like, the whole thing is just a nightmare. Like, why did this happen? Whose idea was this?
And okay, I'm gonna what's the actor's name that plays Kevin Kirk right now?
George Stultz.
Yeah. What I want to know is, why did he agree?
Why did anyone agree?
No. Hold on though. But like, in all honesty, for Kevin, for George Stultz, for him not being an actual singer, not carrying a tune, that is hard. Like, that's hard to do. To say, like, dude, I don't sing. Okay, you're gonna talk through the song, but why? How did you not put up a fight?
Making fun of him the whole time.
Yes.
Or rather, Lucy's like cringing at how terrible it is the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like the show is like in on the joke. Like, see how shitty he is at singing because we made him sing in this musical episode. Like, it's so bizarre. Made even more. Did you happen to catch who wrote this episode?
No.
Did you happen to peep that shit?
Don't tell me it was Eric.
Martha fucking Plimpton, my friend. Martha fucking Plimpton wrote this episode. That's what we're dealing with right now.
That's why it's such a bad episode.
That's why nothing happens. Like,
nothing happens.
Oh my God.
I'm just hearing people declare their love and everything going wrong.
I am incredulous at this episode. I am appalled that it was allowed to be on television.
Such a bad episode.
I can't understand it in any way, shape, or form.
Why?
And then to have Annie and Lucy be like bitchy the whole time to their spouses and to each other. It's like, what?
Yeah. You know, what's... Okay, so before I watched the episode, obviously, like, I'm seeing like the title of the show,
sure,
Red Sox. I was like, oh, baseball. I'm like, no, wait a minute, that's not how they spell Red Sox. I was like, so what am I watching?
That would have been a cool pun,
yeah,
to be a story about Martin's baseball career, perchance.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'm looking forward to this. I was like, maybe baseball. I was like, but wait a minute, that's not how you spell that. So actual Red Sox.
Oh yes, there is no subtext in this episode whatsoever.
No.
It's about Red Sox.
Yeah. Especially when you see Eric in the beginning of this episode collecting all the white laundry and he picks up the one red. Oh my God, he fucked up. Like, you see it happen really like quickly. Like, he's just like grabbing everything.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and he throws in these red things. I thought it was a sweater, mind you, not even 2 socks. So he throws in like one red clothing. Everything else is white, and he's not paying attention what he's throwing into the washer. I'm like, no, you moron. No, you moron.
Okay, I have something to say about this. Admittedly, I am still relatively new to the laundry game. Okay, I've only been doing my own laundry for the better part of 3 years, which is shameful and whatever, but I'm owning it in this moment. Because here's my thing. I throw reds in with whites all the fucking time.
Nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'll do like a white linen with like a red underwear or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying like, you know, reds, like a red shirt will go in with white socks or like a white, you know, underwear or something. And nothing has ever come out pink ever. Do you know, like, I genuinely feel like this is some like bullshit television and movie trope that Hollywood has been trying to spew us for the last 100 million years.
The thing is, it's happened a few times where some stuff has bleed into each other, but never to that extreme where it looks like a fucking highlighter went into my washer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But still.
Like the first time I did laundry, okay, I was terrified to put something with even the remotest of red. Like if it had a red stripe, I was like, you're not going in except alone. Like I was like terrified. And then I was explaining that to my dad, who had been doing my laundry my entire life. And he's like, what are you talking about? Throw that fucking thing in there. Like, get over it. And then I was like, okay. So the first time I did it, I was like, I don't know. If everything turns out pink, it's dad's fault. And it didn't. And so now I'm like, this is a bullshit made up thing. Like, it's not real. Every time it happens now on TV, I'm like, lies. Get out of here with your lies.
Lies.
Anyway, I had to say that because I was cracking up when the shit comes out pink over his red socks. I was like, no, Annie, chill.
Yeah, well.
But okay, but this brings me to the bigger problem with this episode. Not just the singing and the terribleness of all of that, which is, let's get this straight. That is the biggest problem with this episode. Yeah. But the other problem is that first of all, it's the Valentine's Day episode. We didn't make that clear. It was aired on Valentine's Day. It's the Valentine's Day episode. It's Valentine's Day in the world of the Camdens, Glen Oak or whatever. And Annie is like, first of all, when she comes downstairs, she's rocking leopard fucking PJs. Okay. Like Annie got some last night, let me tell you. All right. And also, she comes downstairs and they're all Eric and the twins are making breakfast. They're like, we were going to make you breakfast in bed. So she's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go upstairs and wait then. Like, why wouldn't you hang out with your family? It's the twins' birthday. It's Valentine's Day. No one's saying you have to cook, but like, don't you want to hang out? Like, you're going to go upstairs now and wait alone for this breakfast that you already know is happening? Like, it's so stupid. It's preposterous. So then she does that, presumably, because we don't know, but because then cut to, the kitchen's a mess, and now she's pissed about how shitty the kitchen mess is. And Eric's like, don't lift a finger, I got this, I just have to run to the office first, whatever. And she's like, oh, you should know better than to leave a mess in this kitchen. Like, this is the Valentine's Day story you want to tell, Seventh Heaven? You want to tell the story of how Annie's, like, pissed off on Valentine's Day? Like, why? To what end?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's stupid. And then you go upstairs and Lucy and Kevin are at each other's throats because Kevin's going back to work today because Michael's called him in. And Lucy's like, but it's Valentine's Day. He's like, yeah, but like I've been home for 6 months or however long it's been. And she's like, yeah, but it's Valentine's Day. You're leaving me alone on Valentine's Day. He's like, yeah, well, I'll be home before midnight. It'll still be Valentine's Day. We can still have a special night. And she's like, so then he goes and Michael's is giving him a hard time and shit. First of all, can we say Michael's really knows how to handle Kevin real good.
Yeah, he does.
He is so good at like slapping Kevin across the face and being like, you idiot.
Yeah.
You know? Like, get your shit together. He spends the whole episode calling florist upon florist trying to get roses at the last minute. Like, it's why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
The highlight of this episode is when he bribes Ruthie.
Oh my God. Poor Ruthie, who for the first time in her life has a Valentine who's trying to be nice to her and shit.
Yeah.
Brings her flowers, red roses, might I add.
Yeah. From his mother's garden.
Still though, the gesture.
I'm not hating on it. I think it's kind of cute.
It's very cute.
Hey man, Ruthie got $100.
Hey man, I know. You get yours, girl.
She's 14, $100.
15, but yes.
Whatever. In my mind, she'll always be a child.
I get it. In my mind, she's always 5 years old.
I know, right? And she kisses the bill.
I know. I'm like, first of all, she puts it in the light to authenticate it.
And then she kisses it. She goes, yeah.
I mean, she got hers. I'm glad. But still, yeah, fucking Kevin bribes her to get the flowers and then presents them to Lucy like, oh, see what I did? Ugh.
It's okay. Lucy still wins. You want to go clean up the kitchen? Best. I said yes.
That's true.
You give that to him.
That's true. She makes the cupcakes, leaves a bigger mess in the kitchen,
Dude,
and then gets him to clean it up.
I saw that mess. I'm like, you clean as you work, woman.
And also, too, she promised Annie she'd clean up, and she didn't. And I thought that was going to set Annie off.
Same.
You know? Not to mention, and then Eric totally fucks up because he promises her, like, you know, on his way home from the office, he's going to stop at the French bakery, named Frenchie's, by the way, lost on no one. Go to the French bakery, pick up a basket, come home. Once the twins have their birthday things, then they're going to go outside and have their night to themselves. The bakery's closed. Okay?
At 2. Like, dude, do your research.
I know. How do you not know that? It's been on the promenade since the beginning of time, presumably.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time you visited this bakery, so surely you must know their hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then he ends up giving her peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and with chips.
Potato chips in there.
Ew.
You hear them biting.
I know. I was like, that, because with the crunch, and then they say it's peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, where's the crunch coming from?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, everybody fucks up in this episode. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Simon. Oof.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck is up with Simon in this episode?
I have no idea.
What were we supposed to glean from that whole saga?
That what, he's crazy? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to, but he's not.
He gets the girl in the end?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even learn a lesson because she comes crawling back to him? And I guarantee that none of this shit is going to matter in the next episode. No. Like, it's never going to come back around. We're never going to see Anna ever again.
Yeah.
Like,
he's falling in love with the girl that he just met.
And then Annie sings that stupid song about
the man upstairs.
Ew. Because she sees them. Okay, so they come to Glen Oak, but he doesn't want her to meet the parents and stuff because it's too soon because they met last night.
Yep.
But then Annie sees them kissing anyway. Mm-hmm. So when Simon goes to buy a book, she comes in and like talks to Anna and basically sings a whole song about how like don't have sex, whatever, basically.
Yep.
And then we find out that Simon saw all that from inside the bookstore.
Yeah.
While everyone's singing and dancing on the promenade, he's just hanging out in the bookstore.
He's like, I'm gonna wait this out.
Like, what is happening?
I'm gonna wait this out.
Did you see that old lady dancing in the promenade?
Yeah.
With some like 20-year-old guy? Yeah. Like, what? This episode is like a fever dream that doesn't end up being a dream.
I know.
Like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
It's insane.
I mean, listeners, we're going to be all over the place, as you can tell, and it's just about to get worse.
I don't even know how to get into it.
Because there's no theme. Like, okay, there's a theme, but what I'm trying to say
is
like
singing,
right? There's like no flow. Oh, dude, I have a line I wrote here. No, and Kevin speaking.
Okay, I want to play a little bit of some of these things. So I have a little bit of the clip of Kevin talk singing to Lucy.
Don't do this.
For I'm content. The angels must have sent you, and they meant you just for me. I've got to get to work.
For me.
It's like so. It's, oh my God, it's bad.
Why would he sign up?
I don't know. I don't know how they got any of them to do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like,
and for what? Like, okay, again, I have to bring up Buffy because, like, for me,
that
Buffy is
epic.
The gold standard of musical episodes of a TV show, because not only was it just sort of a gratuitous thing to make everybody sing, right? But it moved the plot forward.
Yeah.
Some shit went down.
Yep.
Like, it didn't leave you like, what the fuck just happened?
I know.
It left you like, what's next?
Yeah.
You know? Like, and I might add, all of that singing was explained in the end. Like, there was a reason for it. It was all diegetic. They sort of meta recognized that they're all singing for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like, let's just sing for a second here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is happening in this fucking episode? It's insane.
Oh, man.
And I want to know this, and maybe somebody knows out there who can let us know. I want to know, did they call Martha Plimpton and go, hey, listen, we're doing a musical episode. You know how you're really good at those? Come and write this one for us?
Seriously.
Or did she just get the short straw and had a contract to write an episode and it happened to be this one? Like, what the fuck? Where did Martha Plimpton come from? It's her only screenwriting credit, by the way, on IMDb. Like,
oh no.
What the fuck? She never wrote an episode of Raising Hope. Like,
yeah.
You know? It's bizarre.
It's weird. I like Martha Plimpton.
I like her too. It sucks that her name's on this episode because I'll be honest too, there's not much writing that went into it.
No.
The only decent moment is at the end where Annie explains the red socks. And you get a sense of like their relationship and how, well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just listen to it.
Okay.
You were wearing red socks the first night we went out. I mean, we didn't actually go out. I cooked a chicken and you came over for dinner and you were wearing red socks. Actually, I didn't know if I liked you until then. I mean, I thought you were cute, but I also knew you were a seminary student and, well, that you were probably just maybe a little too straight for me. And then I saw those socks. And it changed my mind.
Really?
Really?
And that's why...
That's why every year I buy you red socks for Valentine's Day.
A lot of red socks.
It's a lot of red socks, but also this moment is unearned. Mm-hmm. She spends the whole episode pissed and pissy about everything. Mm-hmm. And then she's crying. Like, what changed? What happened? What did he do? He fucked up the basket promise. Yeah. How did you get from pissy to red socks? How did Lucy get from he fucking ditched me on Valentine's Day to go back to work to I want to make him cupcakes and do something nice for him? How? Where? What did he do to deserve that? Or what happened that got you from there to there? Nothing. At least Vincent fucking songed and danced his way to an apology or whatever. Like, because Ruthie's also pissed at him in the beginning of this episode because he hasn't called her in 3 days. And they're doing that whole bullshit game thing with each other. It's like, well, you didn't call. Well, you didn't call either. Why didn't you call? Blah, blah, blah. And then he sings and dances. Yeah. And she's like, okay, a simple call would have done or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then he comes over and brings the flowers. Like, that much I get. Like, yeah. That one, like, tracks.
Yeah, and it was sweet.
And they're also kids, and so, you know, like, they're doing the best they can. Like, exactly. You know what I mean?
What the fuck is Katie Cassidy doing in the show again?
Who?
Katie Cassidy.
Who's that? Zoe?
Yeah, that was her name. That's a character's name.
Is her name Katie Cassidy?
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, she comes. She, like, gives Martin a Valentine.
It's so crazy, because first of all, in the first episode that we see her when she slept on that couch or whatever, and as you see her throughout that episode, doesn't have much makeup, not dynamic look, just very like a plain look, like lip gloss.
As she says, not normal.
Yeah, not normal. But then in this episode, I'm seeing her with like smoky eye, more rings on, whatever. And
that chicken grease lip gloss thing we all used to do in 2005.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a real tragic problem. That was tragic. God, what we thought was cute.
Ew.
That's $1 billion industry. Thanks, guys.
Seriously. Anyway, yeah, so she gives him a Valentine and Martin's like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, I thought it was, she goes, I owed you an apology anyway. So I thought, what better way to do it than on Valentine's Day? Bitch, you waited a month to apologize?
Seriously.
Holy shit, Zoe?
Yeah, and Martin's still not into it.
Yeah, he's like, okay. So then, but then he kind of like takes her arm and they walk down the hallway or whatever. Yeah. And then at practice, she's like lingering.
Yeah.
And Ruthie says the most hilariously ridiculous line I've ever heard on the show. She says, just observing the mammalian imperative.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, what? Okay.
The mammalian imperative? Is that even a phrase? What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of lines they were giving her in this episode.
Because she's like watching Zoe fawn all over. I know.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
But so because at that point she still hasn't forgiven Vincent. So I was like, ooh, Ruthie jealous. What's gonna happen? Nothing. Vincent comes, wins her heart back. It's over.
Yeah, he wins her heart back by singing and dancing. I don't even know, dude. I couldn't pay attention to the lyrics.
Oh no! Well, these are all just like jazz standards. I wrote them down. "Love is Sweeping the Country" is the opening number and closing number. "Nice Work If You Can Get It" is the song that Ruthie sings down the hallway while she's shaking her butt for no reason.
Oh yeah.
"You Were Meant for Me" is the song that Kevin sings.
Ugh.
Eric sings "You Are My Lucky Star."
Yeah.
At what point I don't know.
He was at church. He was in his office.
Oh, singing to the picture of Annie.
Yeah.
And then there's "The Man Upstairs" that Annie sings to Anna about not fucking Simon because they just met.
My son is troubled.
And he's had a lot of girlfriends this year. I couldn't believe she said those things.
Yeah.
She's like, it's bad enough like Anna's like kind of tripping out like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I didn't know I was going to meet you today, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's like, my son has had a lot of boyfriends this year. So like, just be careful.
Yeah.
And Simon doesn't even try to like defend himself. Like he just stays in the bookstore the whole time. Weirdos. And then the other song that Vincent sings is the "Accentuate the Positive," which we got to hear some of that.
Oh.
Just when everything looks so dark, then they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Arguably the best singer
Really,
on
just
this
a phone
episode.
call would have been fine.
Like, I mean, I feel like, okay, obviously Eric's a good singer. I'm not taking anything away from him, but like he can carry a tune. The song was harsh.
Yeah.
The song is ridiculous, but he can carry a tune. Like there's some good notes in there, but it's just also too like they suck at lip syncing. There's moments where they're just off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys know this isn't live, right? Like you can cut and take it again and get it right. Like what is happening? Like, it's so insane.
But maybe Martha Plimpton was like, all right. Yeah.
She didn't direct it though. Like
maybe they hated it just as much as we did. Like they're like, I can't record another. Nope, no cutting. We're done.
I just, the mind boggles. It really does.
Such a great episode.
The mind is confuzzled. We don't even get Anna's name until middle through the episode. Like at first it's just, he's just talking to her about how much he's in love with her. And then she's like, I know, I've never felt like this. And we just met yesterday. So then when she finds out from Annie of all the girlfriends he's had, right? And he finally comes out of the bookstore and like grows a pair or whatever. Yeah. She's like, how many girlfriends have you had? Like, or no, she says, how many girlfriends have you had this year?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, like none since January.
Yeah.
And
dude.
she's like, okay, calendar year. But like there was Cecilia in the summer, and then Georgia, and then Cecilia again, and then Georgia again, who you only just broke up with because she thought she was pregnant. I'm like, where did you get all this information from all of a sudden? Annie didn't sing any of this stuff to you. Like, where did this info come from? So then she's like, I think we should just go back home to school. Yeah. So then he comes home, he's all alone and like sad and shit. Yeah. He calls the twins to say happy birthday. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, absolutely nothing. Literally cut to. He's asleep that night on his bed. The doorbell rings and it's Anna, and she just comes in, and they silently she comes in, he pulls her in, they start making out again, and that's how the story of Simon ends. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I have no idea.
Like, I feel like there's like an entire third of this episode that was left on the cutting room floor that explains so much that we just don't know.
Oh God, this episode felt really long for me.
It did though. Well, you also took a 2-hour break in between.
Yeah, but dude, it just felt, I'm like, please finish. Just finish.
It felt like, especially too, because it's all the songs are in the first half.
Yeah.
And then the second half has like no songs. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like, kind of feels a little lopsided and then also rushed for some reason. It's all, the whole thing just, is garbage.
Yeah.
And doesn't like I don't know. I don't know. I said, oh my God, Kevin's singing is excruciating, ... for Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then when he's like miming dancing,
yeah.
it's like, dance with her, you weirdo.
Yeah.
Pick her up and dance with her. What are you doing? He's like dancing with the air, dipping the air. I'm like, Kevin, you are a madman. Do you understand? That is madman behavior.
No, he's just a man that's in love.
When Michaels goes to like knock some sense into him, I legit almost thought he was going to break into song.
Oh, thank God.
I was like, oh my God, Michaels is going to sing. Oh my God, Michaels is going to sing. Don't.
He probably sing well.
I'm sure he would have crushed it. Again, all the people that should be singing don't sing.
Yeah. Because he has such a nice voice when he speaks.
I know.
It's like so deep. So you're like, I wonder if he like hits a bass. Like what?
He also drops some information on us, although I will admit I might just have forgotten that he's divorced.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We know that he's divorced. He's mentioned it before.
But was he also already divorced in the episode where Kevin babysits his granddaughter? Was he already divorced then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then why wasn't he home? He was on a date?
Probably.
Okay.
No, I think he was actually...
was he working?
He was working.
Okay.
Right? Like, it was some kind of... He was working at a liquor store or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Undercover. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. It's all coming back to me now.
Yep.
Also a good song.
Couldn't get the rights for Celine Dion.
They're going to get any rights. All these songs are in the public domain. Thank you very much. They're all like literally 60 years old at this point. Or at least were when that episode aired.
Probably.
Like, yeah, it's garbage.
It's just like a hot mess of an episode.
I have a note here that Annie and Lucy are illustrating that marriage and romance don't work, which I think was my like shorthand way of trying to get across the point that like, I wonder if the show, what the show is trying to illustrate with showing Annie and Lucy sort of being pissy towards their husbands or whatever, like, is that idea of like romance doesn't last, you know, like in a marriage, like sort of like it's not about romance anymore. It's sort of like just like the mundane everydayness of life or whatever. And how, and because they keep saying it's just a made up holiday. It's whatever. Who cares? You know, like a lot of people keep saying that the whole episode.
Yeah.
Martin says it, Annie says it, Eric even says it. Like they're all saying it. So I'm wondering if the show's stance is like, meh, whatever. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
and maybe just to like find the love and the whatever where you can get it kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like Annie chooses to find the love and the romance in peanut butter jelly and chip sandwiches. Yeah. Lucy tries to finds the romance in the cupcakes she made and the flowers Kevin bought, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's something to glean on or glom onto as a message or whatever. But then it doesn't explain Simon's whole deal. Simon's whole deal just exists in this nebulous, like, what the fuck just happened here moment.
Dude.
We meet a girl. We lose the girl. She comes back. It's all hot and heavy overnight. Like, what the fuck? I wonder if we're ever going to see her again.
I don't know.
I mean, he's quote unquote in love with her.
Yeah.
It was love at first sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Simon is just on one, y'all. Like, Simon is just like fucking his way through his college. Let's just face it. Like, we're kidding ourselves if they didn't bone down that night when she came back to his room, right? I mean, let's get real.
I know.
He really is, though. I'm kind of proud of Simon. I'm like, you get yours, Simon. You fuck those dumb girls. No, that's a bad thing to say. I mean, I kind of mean it, but no. Sorry, that was just a random side note. I don't know why I necessarily had to bring that up right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's like not much to talk about.
No.
I feel like we've done it. I don't
think
know.
So.
so terrible.
We're like quiet because we don't know what to say. I swear I have it in my notes. This episode needs to be over. I'm done. It's taking too long.
What happens with Martin and Zoe in the end? So she
Casual.
comes to watch him sing and dance. I mean, no, play, because he doesn't sing and dance. And then
they end up at
the
Camden house or the apartment. We don't even know where they're sitting.
I think it's the house. I think they're in the main living room.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think he's learned his lesson not to have girls upstairs.
Yeah.
You know? And she's kind of like, oh no, she flat out tells him, she's like, you know, I know it's Valentine's Day. Like, I'm down if you are, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, basically saying like, fuck me. Which is how she got into this mess in the first place. Like, Zoe, it's been a month. You should have learned by now. Anyway,
she wants to see if she can still make it happen, if the lie can be true.
Yeah. So then Martin's like, yeah, no, I know, but like, no, like, I'm not into it. And she's like, okay, well, all right. And he's like, I just don't think I'm into like relationships at all right now.
Yeah, he doesn't
like,
want a serious relationship is what he says. She's like, oh, okay, so casual. He's like, yeah.
Which is that sad thing that girls do, which is just like clinging on to any amount of hope they can with guys. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally, I want to be cash too, for sure, whatever. Like, I don't even want to be serious. Are you kidding? Like,
yeah.
It's so sad. Can I just say this? If there's any like impressionable young female listeners out there listening to us spew our hatred of this episode and in general of this show, like, I want to say this to you: just own yourself, man. Like, own who you are, whether you're ready for something or not ready for something, or want something or don't want something. Whatever you are right now, just own that shit, because you only get one shot at this motherfucking thing called life.
Yeah.
And it's so not worth playing games with yourself, let alone other people.
True.
Like, just own it, live it, be true to yourself. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all.
We love you.
Go, folks. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry.
Let's rate this episode.
I don't want to give it any thumbs.
I know, man. If I could give it no thumbs, I would.
Down, down, down.
Down, down.
2 thumbs away, down.
So this might be a fun thing to do. I have not read the DVD description for this episode.
Oh, okay.
Let's read it together. It's Valentine's Day and also the twins' birthday, so all the Camdens express their feelings by bursting into song and performing classic musical numbers.
Sure. Yeah, the only thing that Sam and David do is eat a lot of cupcakes.
Oh my God, when they come home and they're like running and screaming and being insane, and Annie's like, go take Happy and scream to your heart's content outside. Yeah.
And then when they're in bed, my tummy hurts.
I hated that. It was so like terribly acted.
Yeah.
Like, in general, the twins are terrible actors, obviously, but they usually don't give them too much to say where you notice it. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually cute or whatever. But like, this was like an extended 2.5 minutes of them talking to each other, and I couldn't deal with it.
And groaning and
it was
pain.
too much. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this either. Happy Valentine's Day and happy birthday. Happy birthday. And in their like monotonous like baby voices that takes them a year to get a sentence out. Like, I'm so over it by the end. I was just like, shut the fuck up, you babies.
Same with Happy. Happy just like covered her ears.
Oh, I know. Happy's reactions in this episode are the greatest. When Annie sends the twins out and they're like, okay, and they like run, and Happy's just like, doesn't want to go but goes, you know? Like, this episode is just
Happy's a cute dog.
a nightmare. It's a nightmare. How do you come back from this is the question.
They do.
Like, where do you go from here?
Well, they didn't care. They came back for 2 more seasons.
Okay, I just said a line that is a lyric from the Buffy musical. Where do we go from here? I swear that wasn't intentional, but I heard it when I said it. But where do you go from here? It's like, it's nonsense. Nonsense has just occurred on this screen for 44 minutes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I won't get those minutes back.
We won't. And you guys won't get these minutes back either, unfortunately. But hopefully we made it fun.
I hope so.
And hopefully y'all liked my song. Oh my God, I can't wait to like get angry tweets from people like, why did you do that?
I don't think you will. It was fun. I liked it. It was a nice surprise for me. I don't care what anybody says.
I did it mostly for you. Like I recognized that I would be playing it on the podcast and that would like make me want to bury my head in the sand. But I was like, it's kind of worth it for the surprise for T because you and I had talked as we were watching the episode about how like nightmarish it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then, so that kind of gave me the idea to like do something to like make it fun and lighten it up a little bit. So yeah, I don't know.
When you asked me, I was like, I can't commit. I panicked.
Well, initially I thought this would be fun to do a live commentary on because like it would have been hilarious to like,
oh yeah, this would have been fun.
Listen to the numbers and all that stuff. But then it occurred to me too, one, we'd have to listen to a lot of terrible singing.
Yeah.
And two, like, it wouldn't give us enough time to like hate on it as it happened. You know what I mean? Like we needed, we would have needed to like pause and talk about how terrible that was and then keep going.
It's true. It's true.
So I think this worked out for the best.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, that's going to do it for us, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This is another shorty, but guys, I mean, we're trying here, man.
We're done.
We're trying. We're scraping that barrel.
Yeah.
Of whatever the fuck this is that Martha Plimpton gave us. As always, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us at the number 4 Heaven's Sake Pod on all the social medias or send us an email at forheavensakeshow@gmail.com. If you, like me, much more prefer the Buffy musical episode to this one, let us know. Hashtag Buffy over Camdens. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, we also have a Patreon. All the stuff's in the liner notes. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.